Hello, I am here to share with you that my entire 31 ended up being 33 song mixtape is all complete now. So the last half of March, I released one song a day and I just uploaded it as its own mixtape of 33 songs. That includes the first one that I did, Frequency, and it also includes a remix of Free Reign with a new instrumental. It took quite a lot to do that many songs. I had the idea back in January, and I really knew that I needed to grow as a writer and a vocalist. The songs are all out, and I want to cover the last 8 songs that I did not talk about in individual videos. The first song is called Urgent, and this was actually inspired when I was in the car listening to a radio and I heard a sample of an older early 2000s, late 90s song, and it had its own kind of trap vibe that surrounded it while sampling that song in the hook. And that sort of gave me the original vibe for this song. It happened in the fall time, and I started to write it, but then I finished it in February. The whole concept of the song is really like, I'm ready to go. Are you ready to go? Let's go, right? So it's like, I'm ready, and then somebody else is like, nah, I'm not ready yet, right? But then maybe they're ready, and then in that instance, I'm not ready yet. So it's kind of this mismatch of like, let's go, nah. It's like one of the energies is kind of holding back and isn't ready yet. So I think this song, I sound different than I do on any other song. And I also think it's one of the standouts, but it's kind of channeling that frustration that we feel when we're ready to go do something or go make our mark on something and the other parties that we're with are not quite ready yet. So it's the irony, I think, in that song that makes it unique. Xrated, I wanted to do a song that was kind of more sexy. I was thinking about sex sounds, awakening through sex. I was thinking about yoga. And so this song describes a situation on a beach in Tahiti where it's sexy, it's awakening. We can't really tell, is it sex or is it some type of Kundalini yoga? And I guess I was feeling kind of sexy, so I wanted to have a song that sort of channeled that moment. And that's where the title Xrated comes from. But also another side of that is about your exes, right? So if you still have exes that are talking about you, talking about how you were in bed, spilling your tea to other people, but they're no longer in your life, it's like, do they really have a authority to talk about that? I think not, but so I kind of speak to that as well. So it's double X-rated, meaning sort of sexy, but also it's about your exes talking about you. So it's a fun song. It's one of the shorter ones. Next, Detour Austin, also known as NDA, is a story about a road trip. We're out on the road. We know where we're going. We might have some dog with us that we're taking for a walk. And we end up in this unexpected detour. We knew we were planning a certain type of thing, but we didn't know it was gonna happen then. So it's all about this detour and this meeting between a few different people, and they're cooking something up, but it's super tip-top secret. And so that's where the play on next Detour Austin to NDA kind of comes in, talking about the non-disclosure agreement. It's like, this does not make it out. What happens in this room on this detour, whatever we talk about, whatever actions we take is protected by this agreement. It's kind of a play on that. So I had fun writing it. I had different stories and experiences from my own life when I was writing that, and I think it was a lot of fun to record. The next song is called Seagoat, and that is my spirit animal as a Capricorn. It is the seagoat. I always say, I'm not the greatest of all time as a goat, I just live in the water. That's how I think of it. And so really this was kind of inspired by some things people have said to me before about me being super emotional, crazy, all the different ways that people label other people, some of the things that resonated with me. And I was thinking, I'm a seagoat. I experienced the whole gamut, the whole sea of emotions. If I'm listening to your voice or receiving your energy in any type of way, I'm very sensitive to what that feels like, and I am able to take on the feeling that somebody else is feeling when they say that, when they put out that energy. So Seagoat is kind of like swimming in the sea of emotions, acknowledging sensitivity, acknowledging emotions and dealing with them. And this is a different type of song that I've ever done before, but I think it's important. Sea of emotions, earth and water. I can't remember if that's the right melody, but it was a fun song to write. It was different. It was a different type of concept that I tapped into from different inspirations surrounding my life. Through the Clouds is actually one of the songs I wrote a few months ago. I had started the hook while I was taking a bath. So I was in the bathtub. I was thinking about taking things higher. Again, raising the frequency. And so I was thinking about, I'm gonna take the high road. It goes straight through the clouds, right? And I was getting that into my head in the bathtub. And so I had to stop my bath and I had to go capture that melody in my laptop. It's about a little play, a little addition on when they go low, we go high. And the other part of it that is really kind of symbolic to me is the concept of the bus, putting something on a bus. And in the studio, it's actually something where you're moving an effect into a track or you're busing it as an effect. And so I kind of, in the writing of that part of the song, I kind of compared it to throw me under the bus, but as long as it's in a track, as long as it's in the software, as long as it's in the song. Like, don't come from my character, but you can throw my voice on a bus, you can say what you want, but don't come from my character. Telepathy, telepathic communication, being able to communicate without saying a goddamn thing. It can be psychically through the senses, clairvoyance, clairaudience, etc. But it can also be just through your actions. It's about being able to communicate without having to say exactly what you're saying. And I start out the song, I'm like, how do you know what I feel before I do? Or something like that. Like, how do you know this? How do you know that? And then, so I sampled my favorite Friends quote at the beginning of that song about knowing. I'll just leave it there. But that was really fun for me to just sample a little piece of pop culture and put that into the track. So I think it's a great song in terms of the mood that it captures. I've never been told to pay attention to messages in songs that I hear in my entire life. Nobody's directly told me that before, but I always sort of have intuitively. And for the first time in the past week or so, a psychic told me to pay attention to messages in songs. And this is the reason why I think lyrics are so important, because we're speaking to people, we're being careful about the messages and the vibe that we send out through our words. And that just kind of reaffirmed my love for music and my love for lyrics, and also made me want to pay attention to what's coming into my ear a little closer. The next song is called Other Side of You. Other side of you feels like catching love, dodging bullets. And this song to me is about a very magnetic person, and they're so magnetic that they might not even understand their own power and the effect that they have on other people. And so it's kind of like describing a situation where that could be possible. It's about experiencing that and then kind of putting it into words so that person can maybe understand how they come across. And I love the artwork for this one. Again, I use Canva. I'm a big Canva fan. And I took this kind of heart shape that looked like a piece of armor. And so I made it all metal looking, and I had bullets coming in, going out, because I didn't want the song to just be receiving of bullets, because that to me is more of a victim mentality. But I wanted it to show that yes, bullets are coming in, bullets are going out. It's kind of like crazy, you know, on the side of each of the people. It's love, but it's also pain, right? And so I enjoyed making that song. I love the beat. Also in that song, I kind of acknowledge that I'm in a new phase of my life where I am looking for more creative friends. I was saying that I have lost some friends along the way. Some other friends we're still there for each other. We just don't talk all the time. But I'm kind of on this journey of looking for other creatives. And I think that was an important point for me at this period of my life to put into that song. The last song on the Counted Mixtape project is called Xrated. And this is one of my favorite songs. I came up with the idea a long time ago where I was thinking about charting paths, thinking about charting your own path, owning your power, stepping into that and manifesting it. And as one of those examples, I thought about, what do I want? What I want is to actually chart some of my songs on the Billboard Hot 100. And so I wrote this song talking about this, and I fell in love with the instrumental. As soon as I heard it, I knew it was fucking perfect for this song. I am planning a music video for this song as well. I have some kind of elaborate background things happening, some storylines, some things that are symbolic and important to me. And the song's really about going for it and not being afraid to say that you're going for it. Like, you know, I'm gonna be clear with you. I'm gonna tell you what's going on. I'm gonna tell you what I'm doing, what I want, what I'm working towards. And so this song is one of my favorites that I've ever done. And I'm looking forward to filming the music video and sharing that with you guys soon. Two parallels on this that I wanna highlight. So one is speak it into existence, right? You're not talking so much that you're not doing anything, but you are speaking it into existence, creating your own reality. The other thing, as we step into April, which to me is a new season, it's a new year to me, is that this song kind of reminds me of what me and Chito from the Philippines talked about almost a year ago in terms of get lost and find a way, right? It's like we don't always know exactly what's gonna move the needle. We don't know exactly what's gonna get us to the next destination, but it's the experience of getting lost, trying new things, improving our skills, and charting your own path. So I thought it was kind of symbolic, full circle type of moment when I thought about that quote from that video that happened almost a year ago, and this song about charting your own path, declaring your intentions, speaking it into existence. Thank you for hanging out with me for a few minutes. I am working on a lot that will be announced over the coming days and weeks, and I really appreciate everyone that has tuned in. Thank you so much.